It's time now for some real education. King Lear. We've been studying this play all week, and we're approaching it from the perspective of this work of art, this work of literature, is one of the great theodicies in world literature. A theodicy is a book, any book, a book or a play or a poem that seeks to understand the role of suffering in human affairs. That suffering, though it may be a great evil, oftentimes, if it's dealt with correctly, leads to great wisdom and great self-knowledge. And that is absolutely true of King Lear. And so let's take a segment or a speech from King Lear, Act 5, Scene 3. This is an interesting one. Not to give too much away, the whole play ultimately depends on King Lear being rescued by his one good daughter. He banished this one good daughter, Cordelia, at the beginning of the play by an act of folly and misunderstanding. He kept close to him his two vicious daughters. So once Cordelia is banished, the two wicked daughters destroy King Lear. And at the end of the play, there's a reunion scene between the father and the daughter, between Cordelia, the heart, the ideal heart. If you know any Latin, cordus, in Delia, the ideal heart, is reunited with the father, but it's a tragedy after all. So very quickly after being reunited with King Lear, she's dragged away, Cordelia, and she is hanged. And when Lear, who was beginning to come out of his madness because of her presence, so this particular passage is right before the hanging, when he sees her again. They've been imprisoned in the same cage, and this man who used to be a great king now realizes that all he needs to be happy is this one faithful daughter of his. And so he says, no, 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 come, he says to Ophelia, don't be upset about the prison. Come, let's away to prison. We two alone will sing like birds in the cage. When thou dost ask me blessing, I'll kneel down and ask thee forgiveness. And so we'll live and pray and sing and tell old tales and laugh at gilded butterflies and hear poor rogues talk of court news, and we'll talk with them too, who loses and who wins, who's in, who's out, and take upon us the mystery of things as if we were God's spies. And we'll wear out in a walled prison packs and sects of great ones that ebb and flow by the moon. As long as I have you, Lear says, I don't need anything else. We can be happy together in this prison. We can laugh at all the things we took so serious when we were a king and a princess. You and I are enough. When you ask me for a blessing, I will kneel down and ask thee for forgiveness. Beautiful story that gets a lot worse from that point forward.